The Italians are in town. Mich, Rhyno, how's it feeling being back in town? Let's start with you, Rhyno.
Yeah, for me, obviously, yes, as close to home as I'm going to get until we go to Cape Town. But very good. Nice to see familiar faces. Good to hear a lot of Afrikaans, as one does. And just eat the food that you miss. Boerewors, man. It's been a long time.
Really?
You don't find boerewors
Really?
in Italy. They do lots of things very well, but they don't. Boerewors is too spicy. Yeah? So, but flip.
Mich doesn't like that. Mich
Enjoy
doesn't like
being
that.
back.
Don't touch food in Italy.
Yeah, it's holy grail. The Pope and food. You don't touch those topics. You don't make
say
any
anything.
comments.
That was quite brave of you,
Yeah.
actually, there, Rhyno.
I'm in
Very-
South Africa, so
Yeah,
feeling
there
more
we go.
brave than usual.
You've got a home ground advantage there. Mitch,
Oh, well.
how do you find South Africa? You visiting here, you're
Yeah,
through
no,
and
it's-
through Italian.
It's very great to be here and together, to know a new environment, obviously a new city. To have a walk around. It's pretty nice, obviously, to see some different things. Sometimes animals, sometimes some other things. But obviously, even to get to know how they live here, it's obviously very great. And no, it's good to be here. Obviously now it's something like eighth time that I come here. So we've been traveling around quite a lot. But no, it's always good to be here.
Yeah, and are there any favorites? Is there anything that's your favorite? Maybe that Rhyno's shown you and you said, you know what, that is amazing.
Well, I really loved Cape Town and I really loved Table Mountain when I first came here. My first time we went up Table Mountain, and I really enjoyed staying there, honestly. City is beautiful, waterfront is very great, and yeah, no, Table Mountain. I'm a mountain lover, so
Okay.
yeah, I really enjoyed staying.
So speaking about Table Mountain in Cape Town, you sound like the food aficionado. So I have to ask your opinion about South African food. It's only fair,
Don't
right?
get him
I
started.
think where it's
Don't
going
do
to.
this. Don't do this, Fudge. You're gonna make trouble all over. Go on,
Opinions?
favorite food.
What's your favorite
South
food?
It's very tasty. I think that's the word. That's the word to say. Very tasty. While in Italy we are more like, okay, taking the very good, like whatever it is, meat or whatever, and bake it in a very simple way. Here it's more with some flavors or some other tasty things. But I enjoy, like, it's always good to have a different taste of different things. Yeah, so I always enjoy try to do or eat something different.
Yeah.
Obviously, Italy is Italy, so
So
yeah. Well, after 1 week, I want to go back home.
The thing is, by them, and it is true, like when they even, let's say a pizza, they want to use good flour, a good oil, so it's 4 ingredients, and you can make something that's really tasty, but each ingredient is the star of the show. Whereas by us, we're mixing spices, we're such a diverse culture, so so many diverse things and people living in one place. So you arrive in the Cape and then there's a Malay auntie making food that has like spices that people from, the colonies of England, they didn't do. And so we're just like this melting pot, And I think at times it scares the boys a bit because you arrive and like the meat, you can barely see the meat under some of the spice or some of the sauce. And that scares the boys off a bit because in Italy, typically, you want to get the best piece of meat and you want to see it there in its naked form and you just want to add salt and pepper and it must do the job. So I think this is what Mitch is trying to find a nice way to say, but sometimes it's a bit
It's true.
intimidating when you arrive there and there's sauce and I'm like, yo, home.
Yeah.
And the boys are like, can we get it without?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
You guys need to open up a restaurant, man. What do you mean? They have a cooking show. What was that? That was excellent. Great articulation. You guys know your food. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
I
course.
know Italians long enough now. We have 4 years.
Yeah.
Boys.
No, that's exactly how it is. Like, exactly like that. You just take the best things or the best. How do you say?
Yeah.
How do you
The best ingredient.
the best ingredient, and you try to make it the most easy thing around it.
Purist in a way, yeah?
Yeah.
Similar to a
Purist.
forward and a backline player, all the flair, all the spice and everything, and then you've got a hard
Yeah,
man who
yeah,
loves
exactly.
mountains.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. There you go.
There you go. Speaking about hard men and mountains and being in South Africa, let's talk a little bit about the rugby. Mitch,
I have to leave.
let's talk a little bit about the rugby. Rhyno, you've been there for 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken.
This is my 4th season.
This is your 4th season now. It's been an incredible performances as well. It's an amazing culture. Everyone speaks about the culture in Italy and how it's open arms. It's so easy to fit in. Tell us a little bit about your experience there.
Yeah, it's been 4 unbelievable years. I can only give credit to the club, and by that all of its moving parts, the players that have welcomed us in. Like we were talking before and just saying, when your wife doesn't enjoy your place, Flip, it's difficult to stay and it's difficult to have a good experience yourself. My wife's loved it. She's had a community, the wives and girlfriends there, they connect as well. And just the city, Treviso, I mean, it's a small city by city standards, but it's an awesome place. And there's such a big rugby culture actually that exists in Italy. Specifically in Treviso, we don't have a soccer team. So that takes all of our fans, you
I
know.
didn't know
So
that,
that's part
actually.
of the reason why there's such a big rugby culture. In our province, Veneto, we live in the Veneto region, it's probably the biggest rugby playing province, you'd say, in Italy. And it's just awesome. Everyone in the province supports Treviso largely. They support Benetton in any way. And it's incredible. It's different, the way people watch rugby, the way they support it. It's more clapping and like, you know, we have the Leon E chant that the boys do.
Give me that chant there, mate.
no.
Come on,
That's
you
the
know
best I
it.
got
You
for
can't
you.
help it. You
That's the
can't
best
help
I got
it.
for you. And so it's again, it's pure and it's simple in that form, but the people are passionate, that's for sure. I think a little bit more like rugby education maybe, because people don't necessarily grow up watching lots of rugby.
Okay.
They might support Benetton, but they go home and they watch AC Milan and Venezia. They watch soccer at home largely. Making a generalization.
okay.
So that's probably the one thing that would help the culture just explode. But there are people there that want to watch Benetton play. They want to watch more rugby games. They want to support. And it's incredible. It's man, I'm just so blessed to have been at the club for as long as I've been, and we'll see where the road goes in the future. But flip, how awesome!
No, you're so passionate about it. It's contagious, mate. I mean, like, you
Let's
explaining
come visit.
that.
At this
amazing.
point, I have to say, Rhyno is one of the guys that has put himself into the culture. Like he wanted to get everything out of that. He's the best Italian-speaking guy from the foreigners by far.
Wow.
By really,
That's
by
not
far.
saying much.
Well
That's
done,
not
eh?
saying much.
Really
The
by
other
far.
boys don't.
No, actually, yeah, okay. Maybe the other don't try, but he's speaking very, very good Italian. Now he can understand everything and he can speak very fluently. So I think I have to say, like, he's been involved in it, and he's taking everything with his family as well, with his dog. Everyone just wants to live the Italian culture, and then us as Italian, we really appreciate that, because you can see how, like, you can start sharing even more and more all over the years, and yeah, it's just good. So I really think Rhyno's been great in this. So now he can really say everything.
Take them, mate. You take those compliments.
Yeah, it's
You
good,
deserve
it's
it,
good.
mate, you know?
Tell the club so that they keep signing me.
No, I'm sure with your performances, there'll be no doubt about certain things. What town would you compare Treviso to in South Africa?
Oh,
It sounds like a
that's-
very
that's
South
a
African.
bit-
There's
that's a
certain things that have similarities with some South African places, maybe that come to mind, but you'd know better.
You know, as far as the speed of life, it's probably closer to Durban. It's a little bit slower. People do things at their own pace. In the middle of the day, there's just a block where nobody works. I know it's spread out across Italy, so largely, but just in Treviso, I find that life's a little bit slower than a lot of other places, certainly than your hub cities. So it's a bit like Durban in that regard, but it's probably. But as far as people, it's much less people. So yes, I couldn't find a good enough example, but certainly it would be like a mix between a place like Durban and a place like George or something, like a
Okay.
city that's not massive, but yeah, that's
okay.
probably the best. Everyone knows everyone, or your circles somehow overlap somewhere. So that's kind of the gist of it.
It's in the mix there. So, quick one, Mishka, you can close your ears now. Dinner date, South Africa or Italy?
Ooh, dinner. Am I taking my wife for
You're
dinner?
taking your wife.
It's a difficult one, eh? Nah, South Africa. I'm gonna stay true to my plan. Just because.
I know he said it just to draw it. I know what he
He's
thinks.
trying to keep it. He's
I
trying
know
to be
exactly-
politically
yeah,
correct.
exactly.
Yeah?
I know what he thinks.
Imagine walking around here in South Africa after I say Italy in that.
Oh my
People
God,
will get me.
right, yeah.
My family, I must look my family in
You
the.
said your in-laws are around
My
town.
in-laws are
actually,
here. I see my parents next week, so no.
Yeah.
Have to
You have to make sure.
say the
huh?
right thing.
Don't make it a long visit with the folks. Huh?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Speaking about a little bit of rugby and the comparisons, Italy's coming to South Africa later in the year. Big one there. I'm
Very,
looking
very
forward
big
to
one.
it. Is there anything that's specific about South Africa and you love visiting here? Yes, for your club, but also for your country.
Well, I think it's great to have a summer tour here in South Africa. First of all, because it's so much supported, and we actually never lived something like that. I think because like South African games here are massive, and obviously we're gonna play in Johannesburg and Port Elizabeth, and then obviously one game in Namibia as well. But the 2 games here is gonna be massive. Imagine playing in Johannesburg against South Africa in such a stadium like that. It's an opportunity that won't come every single year, so I think like we just come here to, even if those are the 2 last game of the season, obviously we really want to show what we are, and all of our, we know it's going to be very, very difficult because obviously South Africa is such a great team, but at the same time, you know, we want to show them what we got and all the weapons we got. So now we're going to come here with very excited.
Yeah. I just want to add to that, like just being a club player in Italy, like seeing how far the club and country has come, the club and the national team have come in the last 4 seasons, just from what I've been able to see, man, it's basically different teams. And the only way that happens is last year we play in a quarterfinal year. The next time we play in a quarterfinal, it's not our first time in 6 years, you know. And the same for these boys, like for them to have beaten Wales, my first season in Italy, they beat Wales. That was like I don't know, it was like a miracle almost on the day. But then the next year you beat them again, and you beat Scotland along the way, and you beat, and suddenly now when the boys go to Twickenham, they are going there ready to beat an English side in front of their home crowd at Twickenham. You understand? It changes the whole mindset of fans, of coaches, of players, of everyone around, and that rubs off on us as a club again. So I'm excited to see them come here because you want to measure yourself against the best. You can't play the Bulls in a quarterfinal. It's flipping difficult to play the Bulls in a quarterfinal. They end up beating Leinster here the next week, and then they lose out to Glasgow in the last minute. So you measure yourself against the best to prepare yourself to be better when you go against the best again. And now they come to South Africa. There's no better place to go measure yourself and then be ready for the next one, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of the best, you guys are the best, man. Jeez, what a lovely conversation. Thank you so much. Just to end it off, give me a little bit of a sprinkling of magic there. You're a big hitter. How do you say big hit in Italian? Because I'm not gonna say any Afrikaans because you've been teaching. I'm sure you've been teaching these guys.
Un placcatore, non so come si possa dire.
Non so neanche io.
Just speaks for itself. That's it. Just speaks for itself.
Sì, placcatore seriale, to. Ecco.
Placcatore seriale, to.
No, come on, no. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to try. The to is, you say the to just to say, this is how we say. So, placcatore seriale is the word. To is, that's what I give it to you.
Placcatore seriale. At least, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
Not bad.
I'm coming to Treviso.
R are the most difficult letters to say because we pronounce the R very rude. Placcatore seriale.
Yeah.
So it's all the other countries they don't spell it that much.
They don't pronounce it like that.
They don't.
But luckily in South Africa we do. We say our R, so in Afrikaans and so it comes a bit easier. But yeah.
Awesome stuff. Looking forward to taking Mich and a couple of the boys to anything specific in SA. Maybe a biltong tour. Because some other teams are calling it a biltong series when they come visit South Africa. I mean,
we don't introduce the boys love the biltong, I must say. That's the one thing that goes a long way.
You as well, Mich?
Yeah, obviously.
No, the animals. The boys are, you know, the opportunity to go safari on an off day, or maybe you're down in the Cape and you can go to the ocean, or like in Durban. 2 years ago we went swimming with the sharks, just those kind of things that are impossible to do in Italy. Those are the things that the boys come for. The boys fired a couple of rounds into the target yesterday, shooting at the gun range. That was also a first time for a bunch, and I must say quite enjoyable. So, you know, just doing things that otherwise you're unable to, and make memories with the boys. Last year we came to South Africa, we played the Sharks in Durban and we beat them, and you ultimately come to make those types of memories, but they kind of go hand in hand. You got to invest a little bit off the field to get the results on the field, as we all know. So I think it's a process for us, and we're here. So this week we haven't done anything crazy. We went and shot a couple of walls. Hopefully
crazy.
On the weekend.
Nothing crazy.
Hopefully on the weekend we do some crazy business, and then next week same story. Invest a bit off the field and then make memories on.
Guys, thank you so much for
great.
this memory. Have a fantastic
you
one.
very
man.
much.
Thank you so much,
Take care.
man. Have
Thanks.
a good one. Mish,
It's
thank
been
you
a
so much.
pleasure.
All the best, guys.
Yeah, you
have a
too, man.
fantastic one and enjoy being back home, man.
Thanks, I
Nice one,
appreciate
guys.
it.
I'm definitely
Thanks.
joining you guys wherever you're going now. You're my
Yes,
new best
that's
friend.
nice.
Pull
Hey,
through.
come on.
Next time. See you there.
Cheers, guys. Thanks so much,
Cheers.
man.